Welcome back, beautiful people. And if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe button. And if you like this video, then smash that like button for me. Well, what am I going to go over today? Some more left-wing radical libtards living in an alternate reality than everybody else. I'm going to go over how they deny, lie, and just pretty much pretend like stuff, like things, like shit just isn't happening, just isn't going on. Kind of like old Jerry Nadler right here. See, that's one out of the probably 300 things I hate about liberals, and especially left-wing radical libtards. It's their ability to live in a reality that doesn't exist. And if you don't comply, if you don't agree with that false reality that they live in, then they just straight up attack you. There's no room for argument or debate. It's just their right and that's it. And that's just one of the many things that I hate about the liberals. Now, what am I talking about when I say they live in an alternate reality? When I say that they live in a reality in their own world, a reality that doesn't exist? Well, this is what I mean.
True. There's violence across the whole country. Do you disavow the violence from Antifa that's happening in Portland right now? There's riots.
That's a myth that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
About Antifa in Portland?
It's a myth. Just because we've seen the videos of Black Lives Matter and Antifa burning buildings down, small businesses down, killing black people, they claim to be about black lives because they say Black Lives Matter, but then they kill like 28 to 30 black people. And they burn down hundreds, if not thousands, of small-owned businesses, and a lot of them owned by black people. So, Jerry Nadler just said, it's a myth. It doesn't exist. These fucking commies. These left-wing radical libtards are the epitome of batshit crazy. But that is what I mean by living in their own world, their own reality. Let's watch that again.
There's violence across the whole country. Do you disavow the violence from Antifa that's happening in Portland right now? There's riots.
That's a myth that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
About Antifa in Portland?
Yes.
Sir, there's videos everywhere online. There's fires and riots. They're throwing fireworks at federal officers. DHS is there. Look online. It gets crazy, Mr. Nadler.
One more
Violence across
time.
the whole country. Do you disavow the violence from Antifa that's happening in Portland right now? There's riots.
That's a myth that's being spread only in Washington, D.C.
About Antifa in Portland?
Yes.
Sir, there's videos everywhere online. There's fires.
So you see what I'm getting at when I say that they live in an alternate reality, in their own fucking world. Because they're batshit fucking crazy. And, they're left-wing radical libtards. So what else do you expect but denial, lying, cheating, stealing, anything they can do to better their position without having to better their position like everybody else has to, by hard work, dedication, passion, But I digress. So today I want to show you a video of good old Fauci doing the exact same thing that that old Jerry Nadler right there is doing, denying and lying about every fucking thing that comes out of his mouth.
Increase the spread of the virus.
But let's just watch Congressman Jordan right here drill Fauci for about 5 minutes. Let's just watch Fauci lie through his fucking globalist elite pedophile satanic, Satan worshipping scumbag fucking mouth, shall we? It's only about 4.5 minutes, though. If you want some good entertainment, if you want to watch a left-wing radical libtard squirm and lie and deny for about 5 minutes, then stick around.
This is for 5 minutes, Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Dr. Fauci, do protests increase the spread of the virus?
Do protests increase the spread of the virus? I think I can make a general statement.
Well, 500,000 protesters on June 6th.
I think he better not say nothing, or he'll end up like Jeffrey Epstein. His handlers will, have him, if you know what I mean.
Alone.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, that number of people, does it increase the spread of the virus?
Crowding together, particularly when you're not wearing a mask, contributes to the spread.
Now remember, this is the same guy who tells us we need to wear a mask and we need to make it mandatory. We need to close schools down. We need to close small businesses down. We need to shut down the whole goddamn economy. Excuse my language. This is the same fucking guy who's got all the answers when it comes to the American citizens' health and what we should be doing. But when it comes to Antifa and Black Lives Matter, it's, the usual answers that you get from a left-wing radical fucking libtard.
The virus.
Should we limit the protesting?
I'm not sure what you mean. How do we?
Me no speaking no English now. Me no speaking no English, compadre. Sorry, I say. Me no understand.
Limit the protesting.
Should government limit the protesting?
I don't think that's relevant to.
Well, you just said if it increases the spread of the virus.
Boy, that's a damn left-wing radical libtard way of dodging a question, ain't it? You gotta love it, man. These lefties just provide so much content, so much entertainment.
I'm just asking, should we limit it?
Well, I'm not in a position to determine what the government can do in a forceful way.
Well, you make all kinds of recommendations. You make comments on dating, on baseball,
right,
and everything you can imagine. I'm just asking, you just said that protest.
He knows that we should stay 6 feet apart. He knows that we should wear a fucking mask everywhere we go. He knows that we should shut down our small businesses and our fucking schools so our kids can't even go fucking learn. Now they got to do it online. Yeah, he knows that much. But if you ask him about Black Lives Matter or Antifa, he can't answer. He has no idea. He can't,
Yes, increase the spread. I'm just asking you, should we try to limit the protest?
No, I think I would leave that to people who have.
This is why I don't talk, or even this is why I try not to even talk to a liberal, especially a left-wing radical liberal, is because there is no talking to them. There's no arguing with them. It's just they're right, and that's it.
Have more of a position to do that. I can tell you.
Government stopping people from going to church, Dr. Fauci.
Yeah.
Last week in the Calvary Chapel case.
He said, yeah, I worship Satan, so I don't give a damn about no church. He said, yeah, I know.
5 liberals on the Supreme Court said it was okay for Nevada to limit church services. Justice Gorsuch said it best. He said there's no world in which the Constitution permits Nevada to favor Caesar's Palace over Calvary Chapel. I'm just asking, is there a world where the Constitution says you can favor one First Amendment liberty, protesting, over another, practicing your faith?
I'm not favoring anybody over anybody. I'm just making a statement that's a broad statement that avoid crowds of any type, no matter where you are, because that leads to the acquisition and transmission. And I don't judge one.
I mean, this guy don't even look human. Look at his eyes. I mean, you could tell that motherfucker's soulless. I mean, look at his eyes. Look. Does that not look just demonic and evil to anybody else? Just, wow. Anyway, I digress. Let's continue.
Crowd versus another crowd. When you're in a crowd, particularly if you're not wearing a mask, that induces the spread.
It's a simple question, doctor. Should we limit the protest? Government is obviously limiting people going to church. And look, there's been no violence that I can see at church. I haven't seen people during a church service go out and harm police officers or burn buildings. But we know that, for 63 days, 9 weeks, it's been happening in Portland.
Right. Yeah.
Well, one night in Chicago, 49 officers were injured. But no limit to protest. But boy, you can't go to church on Sunday.
What was the?
I don't know how many times I can answer that. I'm not going to opine on limiting anything. I'm just going to tell you.
You've opined on a lot of things, Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, but
That's what I was about to say. You already have there, Mr. Fucky, Mr. Fuckery.
I've never
This
said
is something that directly impacts the spread of the virus, and I'm asking your position on the protest.
Yeah, I'm not going to opine on limiting anything. I'm telling you what it is, the danger. And you can make your own conclusion about that. You should stay away from crowds, no matter where the crowds are.
Government has stopped people from going to work. In fact, just in New Jersey 4 days ago, Ian Smith, Frank Trombetta were arrested for opening up, for trying to operate their business, their gym. They were arrested. But my bet is, if these two individuals own this gym...
I apologize if you hear the thunder in the background. It's storming where I'm at. Sorry about that.
Were outside just in front of their gym, and all the people who were working out in their gym were outside protesting. They'd been just fine, but because they were in the gym working out, actually running their business, they got arrested. You think that's okay?
You know, I'm not going to opine on who gets arrested.
Yeah, he's not going to, he's just going to dodge every fucking question because he's a piece of shit left-wing radical fucking libtard who's a fucking puppet for the globalist elite who's tried to fucking usher in the New World Order, the one world government, the cashless society, transhumanism. That's all, it's the ID 2020, it's the Event 201. It's that vaccine that they're going to make mandatory. He's going to know all about that. He'll have all the answers. Him and his butt-fuck buddy Bill Gates. Don't worry. They'll be having fucking press conferences once the second wave gets here in the fall. Fuck, they'll be all over TV every damn day. He'll know every fucking thing, every fucking question anybody's got. He'll answer it with a fucking snap of a finger.
Arrested and who does not. I mean, you get where I'm going? I'm telling you.
No, we don't get where the fuck you're going because you're not going nowhere.
The public health official.
Just like every other fucking left-wing radical libtard that I've ever talked to or hear talk.
I say crowds.
Do you see the inconsistency, though, Dr. Fauci?
There's no inconsistency, Congressman.
There's no inconsistency. So you're allowed to protest, millions of people on one day in crowds yelling, screaming, but you try to run your business, you get arrested? And if you stood right outside of that same business and protested, you wouldn't get arrested? You don't see an inconsistency there?
I don't understand what you're asking me as a public...
He said, me no speak no English now. Me no comprehend no English. Sorry, I say. Sorry, amigo.
Health official to opine on who should get arrested or not. That's not my position. You could ask me as much as you want,
advocated for
and I'm
certain
not gonna answer
businesses.
it.
You've advocated for certain businesses to be shut down. I'm just asking you on your position on the protest.
Boy, he is drilling his ass, and I love it.
I haven't seen one. We've heard a lot about hair salons. I haven't seen one hairstylist who, between haircuts, goes out and attacks police or sets something on fire. But we've seen all kinds of that stuff during protests, and we know the protests actually increase the spread of the virus. You've said that.
I said crowds. I didn't say specifically. I didn't say...
He didn't say BLM. He didn't say Black Lives Matter or Antifa, so please get that straight. His handlers will fuck his ass up now if he gets out of line now. We can't have all that now.
Protest do anything.
So the protests don't increase the spread of the virus?
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
No, I just want an answer to the question. Do the protests increase the spread of the virus?
I don't have any scientific evidence on anything. I can tell you that.
There you go. He just told you right there. He don't have no scientific evidence of any fucking thing. But then again, he suggests for all of our businesses to be closed down, all the small businesses. He knows that we should be wearing masks and making them mandatory and fining people if they're not wearing them. He knows that they should close fucking schools down so kids have to fucking go to school online. I mean, what kind of weird ass fucking shit is that? I mean, he knows all that, but he has no idea if BLM and if Antifa is help spreading the coronavirus when they're out there by the fucking tens of thousands with no mask on, no social distancing, just bombs and sticks and knives and guns in their fucking hand,
Crowds are known, particularly when you don't have a mask, to increase the acquisition and transmission. No matter what.
So you don't have a position on whether the protests increase the spread of the virus or don't increase the spread of the virus?
I'm saying that crowds, wherever the crowds are, can give you an increased probability that there's going to be acquisition and transmission.
But do you understand Americans' concern? Protest.
Man, he don't understand nothing, Mr. Jordan. When are you going to understand that?
Particularly according to the Democrats, is just fine, but you can't go to work, you can't go to school, you can't go to church. There's limits placed on all three of those fundamental activities, First Amendment activities, but protesting is just fine.
You know,
the gentleman's time is expired.
I've heard enough from that fucking left-wing radical fucking piece of shit libtard. That's all I can take of fucking them libtards for tonight. If you're new to this channel, so there you go. That's exactly how the left always responds to criticism. But they've got no problem, like Mr. Fauci right here, they got no problem playing Mr. Doctor and Mr. Epidemiologist and Virologist and leading scientists, the world's leading. They've got no problem playing the world's leading doctor / scientist / epidemiologist / blah, 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 blah. When it comes to telling us we must wear masks and we must make them mandatory and we must close down businesses and schools and churches and gyms and blah, blah, blah. You get where I'm going. Fucking commies. Anyway, if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe button. If you like this video, then hit that like button. I got more content coming this weekend, so stay tuned and come back to see, some more left-wing radical libtards get smashed on my channel, because that's what I'm dedicating this channel to. I guess you can call me right-wing now, because these fucking liberals are so fucking batshit crazy that I just can't stand them no more. So I'm going to dedicate all my time to exposing the shit out of them and bashing them. So join me later on this weekend, because I've got more content coming. So stay tuned, stay woke, stay safe. God bless, and I'm out.